Emily Weber here. Thank you so much for joining me for this full-length Strong Girl Summer Part 2 Pilates Mat Class. For this class, I have my long foam roller and my ankle weights. You don't need either of these to do this class, but it will increase your, I hate to say difficulty, but I hate to say enjoyment. The class will feel more intense with the foam roller and the ankle weights. We are only using the foam roller at the beginning and the end of class. So I'm going to begin with the foam roller long on the mat. Let's try to get on the foam roller without cranking out our shoulders today. So I'm going to sit on the edge of the foam roller. I can reach my hands out long. I can hold my hands down by my knees. I can leave my hands in front of my body. Try not to reach back like this to lay down because it can crank your shoulders. So let's inhale, exhale, tuck our tail. Try to find that articulation down on the foam roller. Good. Scooch down so that your tail's at the end of the roller. Whoop, whoop, scooch around, right? All right. My feet are a little bit wider than hip distance to begin. I am going to try to find neutral spine. If you do not have a flat sacrum, you're going to feel it strongly in your tailbone on the foam roller. So try to pull your belly button down to your spine. Draw your ribs together in the front and sink them down in the back. Allow the foam roller to intrude between your shoulder blades to widen and flatten them. From there, I'm going to raise my arms up to the ceiling, coming out of my sternum, not my shoulders, because that brings it up into my neck. I want to keep it down a little further and see if you can wrap your ribs a little tighter with your hands here. Now, without crunching through the collarbone or the pecs, I'm going to reach my fingertips up and then allow gravity to take my shoulder blades wide. We don't want to reach up and then bend our elbows down. We want to keep the same bend in our arms, a tiny little bend as we lift and lower. I'm maintaining a neutral spine the whole time, and I'm already beginning to wrap my glutes and engage my inner thighs to help with my balance on the foam roller. Let's do one more and add on. Now from here, we're going to leave the foam roller intruding between our shoulder blades, right? So we're going to leave the foam roller between our shoulder blades. Open our hands out to the T and bring them back up to the ceiling. Don't touch them together. And open and back up. My hands are a little wider than my shoulders. Mine are about as wide as my uprights when I use the reformer that are holding oh my God, what are they called? The ropes behind the carriage. Now, I'm going to walk my feet in a little closer. I'd like them to be about 6 bone distance apart with my heels. One more, and then we're going to combo the first 2 moves. So we're going to float our fingertips up to the ceiling, allow gravity to take our shoulder blades open, or down, open our arms to T, and close. When you open them to the T, don't allow your ribs to flare and your back to arch. Up the ceiling, pull down, and T, and close. Ceiling, release, T, and close. Ceiling, release, T, and close. Guys, I'm feeling this strongly in my legs. I'm drawing everything towards the midline so that I won't be shifting in my body. This is a full body exercise before you think it's just some foam roller fun stuff, right? We're full body exercising it. So from there, I'm going to flip my palms away from me, bend my elbows to a 90-degree bend. Without moving my biceps, I'm going to flip my palms up by my ears, and then I'm going to flip my palms down by my hips. Just a gentle shoulder rotation. So up and down. Again, guys, I can still feel the foam roller pulling my shoulders apart. Here's 4. Walk your feet in another inch if you're able to. 5. Feel the fluid moving in your shoulders. A little wake up. Let's do 2 more. And final one. Leave your palms down. Take your left palm, flip it up, your right palm's down. Now switch and switch. Here's 2. And switch, and 3, and switch. Squeeze those inner thighs. Make sure your knees aren't flaring out to the side. Make sure you're still in neutral spine. 6, feel the base of your skull on the foam roller. Now, reach your fingertips up over your sternum, 12th rib towards the ceiling like in the first exercise. Now, float your left hand down by your hip as your right hand floats back towards the wall behind you. If you do not feel your spine shifting on the foam roller, you can continue to take your ear or your bicep all the way as far as your ear. When you feel your ribs start to shift, stop there and pull it back. And now switch. Same thing with the left side. My right hand goes down by my hip, but my left hand's gonna go woo, back, 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 back. I can't go as far as my bicep by my ear as long as my ribs aren't shifting and I have not arched my back. Now switch and switch and scissor the arms. They should pass by each other in the center. I'm putting a lot of weight through my heels, guys. I'm not gripping on my toes. So I'm really engaging in the backs of my legs. Now bring everything back to the center over the sternum. We're gonna do arm circles. So reach your arm back. Leave the biceps above your nose to begin. Flip your palms up. Circle your palms around, wide circles around the body. Pinky blade edge to your hips. And float your palms back up to face each other through the center. And reach your arms back and circle around. Bring the pinky blade edge in first so you get a nice stretch across your pecs. Here's 3. And after 4, we're going to reverse. Now stop over your sternum and reverse it down. When your hands get to your hips, flip your palms up, circle your arms, don't allow your ribs to flare, and come up. It's easy to let your ribs flare this way because if you go back, and you can just let your arms flop, fall around, but keep that connection, guys. And here's 3. And let's do one more for 4. Now, place your hands down by your side. Walk your feet in all the way together. Really tweeze and squeeze everything in towards the midline, keeping a nice neutral spine. Now we're going to inhale, exhale. March our left foot up to tabletop. We're going to inhale to lower, march our right leg up. Try not to allow your sacrum to shift as you do this. So it takes a lot of core control and neutral spine control to keep this movement going. Whether you flex your feet or point them, I'm really indifferent. Can you pop up to your fingertips here? Now, march your left leg up to tabletop and your right leg. Squeeze your legs together. We're going to do toe dips. You do not have to touch the mat, especially since we're on the foam roller, and so you've added a couple inches to your toe dip, right? With the weight of the ankle weights, make sure that your back does not arch when you do this. But I'm going to reach my left leg away in the inhale, and exhale to lift it back up. And inhale my right leg, and exhale to left. And now left leg. If you cannot maintain your fingertips, go ahead and drop to your palm of your hand. If that's too much, go ahead and drop down your forearm, hand and forearm, all the way to the elbow. Let's count. Let's do one more on each side, and we can add on. So now I'm going to hook my legs, which means I'm going to press them away from tabletop, not to straight, but a slight bend in the knee, and then I'm going to toe dip my left leg, exhale to left. Inhale my right leg, exhale to left. And left leg, and right leg. And left leg, and right leg. I think I just said it. One more. Good. Now, draw your knees into tabletop, extend them up to the ceiling. We're going to do scissors and then helicopter. So, what we're going to make sure we're not doing is tilting to our tailbone when our leg extends away from us because of the weight. So, right leg to the nose, left leg away, and switch, and switch, and switch. Try not to wiggle on the foam roller. Good. Try not to arch your back. And left leg, and right leg, and left leg, both legs up to the ceiling. Let's helicopter, woo! Let's helicopter our legs. So we're going to go right leg to the nose, left leg to the nose, and half circle each leg to switch the legs. And now I'm going to go left leg to the nose, right leg to the nose, and switch. Right leg to the nose, left leg to the nose, and switch. And left leg scissor, right leg scissor, switch. And right leg scissor, left leg scissor, switch. And left leg scissor, right leg scissor, switch. Both legs up to the ceiling. Draw your knees into tabletop, lower one foot and then the other. We want our legs as close to squeeze together as we possibly can be. We're going to do curl up. The first few we're going to do with our fingertips, gently skittering across the mat like cousin It from the Addams Family. So we're going to inhale, exhale, walk our fingertips towards our heels. And lower. Skitter your fingers up. And lower. Can you hover them just an inch? Inhale and exhale to lift. And lower. One more. Inhale, exhale. Well, one more like this. And lower. Now, can you bring your fingertips up out of your sternum? Do a full classic, more classic style curl. Inhale, exhale. Bring your hands down by your hips and lift. And lower. Now inhale, exhale, lift. Stay there. Now just crunching the left oblique. We're going to bring our left shoulder to our left hip and back through center. Now bring your right shoulder to your right hip and back through center. If your lower body's moving and you're not isolating from the belly button up, you're going to fall down. And right is very tiny. Curl up a little deeper for the final set. And rest your head, neck, and shoulders, fingertips up to the ceiling. Platform your hands by your side. Gently rock from side to side. And then slide off one side of the foam roller. If you're on an elevated mat like I am, please be very careful doing this. One more exercise with the foam roller, and then we're going to put it to the side. So I'm going to have my foam roller behind me. I'm going to roll back onto it, and I'm going to scooch down so that the bottom tips of my shoulder blades are connected with the top of the foam roller. I can stretch my legs out right in front of me. I feel a nice stretch through my hip flexors. We're going to do a back extension over the foam roller. If this is too much for you with your hands, not with your head unsupported, please interlace your fingers to the base of your skull and put your thumbs long down your neck. Otherwise, I'm going to reach ahead. Inhale, exhale. Allow my back to extend over the foam roller. My fingertips will come up to the ceiling. I'm going to open my arms to a T, just like the arm circles. I'm going to curl up. So we're combining arm circles and curl-ups. And articulate back, fingertips up to the ceiling. Open to the T. You don't have to go back as far as I am. You can just go back as far as you're comfortable with. If you are comfortable, you can bring your arms back towards the end of the mat and then circle them wide and up. One more, just like that, and wide and up. Now we're going to reverse. We're going to do the first two to the T. So we're going to exhale, articulate back, arms to the T, up to the ceiling, and then curl up, connecting under the arms, down the ribs, and out wide, do a T, arms up to the ceiling. Now, if we want a wide, really big arm circle, we're going to inhale, articulate over, bringing our arms back. As we exhale, we're going to bring our arms up. It is a heavier movement because the load of the arms is going to be behind us. So, if it's too much, bring your arms up first as you come up. From there, I'm going to articulate up all the way. I'm going to take my foam roller. I'm just going to put it down to the side. We don't need it anymore, right, guys? So, I'm going to need it later, though. I hope it doesn't go too far away. From there, I'm going to inhale, exhale, come down. We talked about the hook for the toe dips. Now, if I turn the hook out to a Pilates V position, it would then become a diamond. So I'm going to walk my feet into tabletop. I'm going to walk my feet and bring them up to tabletop. Fingertips coming out of your sternum. I'm going to hook my legs, and then I'm going to turn it out to a Pilates V for a diamond. We're going to be doing the hundreds here because with the ankle weights, the load will be very heavy on our body. Inhale, exhale, curl up. Squeeze your heels together strongly, and then begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really rotate the femur in the hip socket so that you can really feel the work of the glutes. Draw that belly button to the spine. Keep a nice flat sacrum. It should be easy to find now that we've used the foam roller. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can keep the pulsing above your hips. Don't slap the mat. Reach your fingertips out long. Don't wing them up to the ceiling. And squeeze under the arms. Now don't crunch your chin to your chest. 2 more sets of time. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final set. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Curl down for a moment. Raise your diamond to the ceiling. Now, interlace your fingers behind your head, thumbs long down your neck. Bring your elbows up in your periphery. Make sure your tail's not tapped. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Now lower your legs. 1, 2, 3. Pause and lift. Lower 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale and lift. Make sure that you exhale prior to lifting. Inhale. Lift. Inhale. Inhale, 2, 3. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3. Final one. Inhale, 2, 3. Hug your knees into your chest. Inhale, exhale. Allow the weight of the ankle weights to roll you up. You don't have to swing yourself up with these. They'll pull you right up. Let's go into, we're going to do a spine stretch, teaser, and then saw. So I'm going to separate my feet a little bit wider than hips distance. I'm going to sit up very tall, stacking my shoulders over my hips. I'm shooting my legs straight out. I'm shooting energy out of my heels. I'm going to float my fingertips up in front of my sternum again to stay out of my neck. From there, I'm going to inhale, begin to articulate my head down first. Allow the articulation to travel down my spine as I round over a ball and looking at my knees. Now I'm going to exhale up and stack my spine back up tall. Inhale. We're going to do that again. On this one, think of exhaling all the old air out of your lungs as you stack. Now inhale. Keep your shoulders away the whole time. When you reach forward, go like this with your shoulders. Try to keep them down, down, down. Here's 6. And 7. Head goes first. Head comes up last. Oh, sorry, lip itch. 1 more. Now, tuck your tail and roll back. Bring your legs together. We're going to do teaser from here. We're going to bring our fingers up over our sternum, 12th rib. We're going to be doing teaser in the diamond shape as we lift. So as we articulate up, we're going to pull our legs to diamond first and then float them off. So inhale, begin to peel your head, neck, and shoulders off as your legs pull to a diamond, and then float them up into teaser. Hold it here. Now as you tuck your tail and roll back, try to keep your eyes in line with your toes still, right? Head and toes will hit, and you'll extend your legs. Inhale. Begin to pull your feet in as you articulate up, and lift up the teaser. Flip your palms up, and circle your arms as wide as you can for 1, 2, 3, and reverse 1. Squeeze those heels, 2, and 3. Now tuck your tail, articulate back. We have 1 more. We're not going to lower and lift our legs so much as we're going to beat our heels, keeping the diamond position the whole time. So your shin shouldn't flick out and then beat your heels like that. We're separating our diamond and bringing our diamond together. And separating it and bringing it together. So don't lose the degree of bend behind your knee. And now let's begin to beat for 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the heels. 8, 9, 10, 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. exhale to articulate up. Separate your feet a little bit wider than the hips one more time. We're going to go into sob before we do a swan series. So I'm going to bring my fingers back, or my hands back up to my sternum. I'm going to float them out to a T. I'm going to inhale to rotate to the left. Exhale as I dive down to soft my baby toe. Inhale back up through the center, and exhale to the right as I dive down, rounding over that bowl again, or the ball, up and through center. Now, as I dive down, my back palm will naturally flip to square of my shoulders a little bit more, and it'll naturally flip back down again. I don't have to really overthink it. It's just more comfortable for my body if it does this. Imagine on this set that this is spine stretch just to the side. So we're still getting the same exhale, inhale situation, blowing all the air out just in reverse. But we're still articulating over that ball. Come back to center, bring your legs together, roll over onto your stomach. Now, we're gonna make our hands into a pillow and rest our forehead on our hands. From there, let's find the swan position. So we're going to draw our belly button up and in. Imagine a little trail of ants is trying to get under your belly. Draw your ribs strongly together. Now squeeze your inner thighs and your glutes a little bit to really stretch out in the front of the hip flexor. Now we're going to inhale, keeping our legs really heavy on the mat, and exhale or inhale to lift our head, neck, and shoulders. Keep your head heavy on your hands so your back is really supporting your head. And exhale to lower. Inhale to lift your head. Exhale to lower. Let's do one more. Exhale to lower. Now keep the top half of your body very heavy. Don't allow your belly button to sink by swaying out the low back or by creasing the low back, but use your glutes to float your legs up. Still keeping it lifting your belly button and lower. Don't bend your knees to get there, right guys? We're gonna lift. And then lower. Let's do one more. Okay guys, let's add the first exercise and the second exercise. We're going to inhale, lift our head, lift our legs. And lower. Now inhale, lift. Belly button up, ribs wrapped, squeezing in our thighs. Exhale to lower. Let's do one more. And exhale to lower. Now, rest your forehead on the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your biceps into your ribs and point your elbows towards your hips. We're still drawing our belly button up towards our spine, wrapping our ribs, squeezing our thighs, and engaging our glutes so we're not tenting at the hips, right? We're going to inhale and articulate up into a swan. And then exhale to lower. Now inhale, lift. Keep that squeeze on the inner thighs. And exhale to lower. One more. Now, we're going to go ahead and add the legs. So as we lower, we're going to lift our legs up, up, up like a seesaw. We're going to inhale, lift our head, lower our legs. Now exhale, lower your head, lift your legs. You can pop your hands up at the end if you want to get a little bit more swan dive into that exercise. So inhale, lift. Now exhale, lower, lift your hands. Hands down and inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and then lift your hands. Just at the bottom, because the weight of the legs is a little concerning for this exercise. And exhale to lift. Now, go ahead and give your legs a gentle shake out. We're going to roll back onto our backs, guys. We're going to be doing a few more, the final series of 5 exercises. So we're going to draw both legs to tabletop. We're going to be doing single leg stretch first. Fingertips coming out of the sternum. Inhale, exhale to lift. Let's flex our feet for this one. Leave your hands down by your side. We're just going to extend the left leg, leaving the right leg at tabletop, and draw it in. Now extend the right leg, leaving the left leg at tabletop, and draw it in. Press energy out through your heel, And make sure that you're not rocking off your back hip due to the extra weight in your leg. If that's happening, raise your foot up a little bit and really anchor through that back hip. 3 more on each side. Here's 7. Curl a little deeper. Draw in through the belly, draw the ribs to the hips. Give your legs a hug. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to be a double leg stretch. Just with diamond legs, we're just going to be reaching our arms back, biceps by your ears, and then pulling them straight down rather than pulling them into a T. Legs to tabletop. Fingertips up out of your sternum. Inhale, exhale to reach up towards your ankles. Now extend your legs to diamond as your arms reach back. And now exhale to pull everything back into the original position. Hands reaching for your ankles, legs in tabletop. Inhale. Don't lose your curl up as you extend your legs and extend your arms. That's the hardest part of this exercise. Here's 5. Here's 6. 2 more. And then elbow to knee. And we're done with the series of 5 today, right? And 1 more. Hug your knees, rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Final exercise, series of 5. Feel free to hook your leg rather than extend it fully if that's easier for you, or extend your leg higher to the ceiling than you normally would so that you can keep the grounding in the back of your body. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Bring your head in your hands. Curl even deeper now, letting your abs hold your head up. Now rotate towards the left, extending your right leg, dropping that left elbow to the mat. Inhale through center. Rotate to the right side, dropping the right elbow to the mat, extending that left leg. Make sure the left hip's not lifting. And exhale. And exhale. And exhale. And exhale. Try to keep everything drawing strongly towards the midline, just like we talked about on the foam roller. Here's 6. This is especially hard with the added weight on the legs, so you really have to keep the movement pretty tight towards the center. Give the knees a hug, guys. We're going into sideline legs. We are going to make a modification for the movement with the added weight of the ankle weights. So, I'm going to come onto my side, make my arm into a pillow, line my back all the way, the tip top of my head through my tailbone with the back of the mat. I'm going to bring my legs forward to a 90 degree. I'm going to flex or make sure that my bottom foot's connected. I want to make sure that I have equal weight from my knee to my hip. I'm going to float my foot up to hip height. I'm going to flex that top foot. I'm making sure that I'm lifting up out of the side closest to the mat because it's easy to want to sink here because it's comfortable, right? And then I'm going to press my leg out to standing directly under my body and pull it back to 90 degrees and press it back. Make sure that you're not rocking your low back here when you're doing this. My hand can be on my hip, in front of my body gently. Try not to round into that arm, right? With the leg bent, it should be easy. You can do whatever you want with your hand here probably, right? Here's 9. And 1 more for 10, and stay up. Now, lower the leg and lift it up to hip height. And tap the inner thigh, or the inner foot, using the inner thigh and float your leg back up. Ooh, it's hard to spit these out today. Here's 7, 8, 9, 10. Now leaving your foot parallel and flex, do tiny little circles. 2, 3, 4. Lift up out of the side closest to the mat. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now draw the foot in to tabletop. Now turn it out, but don't sway in your, don't twist it. Just rotate the femur and the hip socket. Don't come at an angle. Point the foot. Now point and pull. And point and pull back to a turned out tabletop. Here's 3, 4. This is the hardest one for me. 6, Make sure you have equal weight from your knee to your hip. Don't allow your foot to rotate in as you extend it. Now leave it out. Now lift and lower. 1. Leave it at hip height. 2. 3. Turn it out. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Leave it at hip height. 10 circles in each direction. Don't allow a lot of rocking. I'm on 4. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 2, 3, lift up out of that side, closest to the mat. Now bring the foot back into parallel and stack the legs on top of each other for Clean. We're not lifting the ankles. We have enough weight with our ankle weights, so we're going to open and we're going to squeeze our inner thigh strongly. Now open and squeeze. And 3. Here's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, separate the feet to bring the leg up and lower, like a doggy, right? 2. Lift up by your side, closest to the mat. Keep breathing. Halfway there. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and now pound it out. Oh my gosh. Oh, that outer hip. Give it a little love, right? So we're gonna flip onto our backs. We're gonna do some bridging. I'd love to see your feet, your inner aspects of your feet, your calves, and your inner thighs squeezed together. If you cannot do that, please try to keep them no wider than your sits bones. I've walked my heels in as close to my glutes as I can. I've platformed my arms long held by my side. We're going to do 3 articulation bridges and 3 hinge bridges. So inhale, exhale, tuck my tail and articulate it, driving my knees over my toes. Really squeeze my glutes so that don't flare in your ribs, and then articulate back down. And tuck your tail and articulate up, 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 up. Try to stay out of those ribs, make sure they're not flaring. And down. And now lift, and now lift your heels with 1, and tap, 2. Keep a squeeze on the glutes. 4, if you need a little bit more, raise your fingertips over your sternum. 7, 8, squeeze glutes stronger, really stretch out, make sure your ribs aren't flaring. Lower the heels and articulate down. Now platform your arms for the first few hinge bridges. Walk your heels back into your glutes if you need to. My shirt's slippy, I went away. Inhale, exhale, lift. Now while you're here, make sure your ribs aren't flaring. Squeeze your glutes and lower. Try to grow longer through your spine as you bring your tail back down. And lift. And lower, try to sit on your heels. And 1 more. Now lift your heels up, now tap just your left heel and up. Right heel and up. Raise your hands up if you need to. If you need a little bit more, here's 3, 4, don't allow your hips to shift just because your heel's moving. Now lower both heels and hinge bridge down. We're going to the other side for sideline legs. Woo, the second side's always the hardest, guys, because we already worked it on the first side, even if we didn't realize it. I'm lining up the tip top of my head and my tail with the back side of the mat. I'm bringing my legs to tabletop. I'm going to float my, that's my left leg up to tabletop. I'm going to make sure I have a tiny lift and my oblique side closest to the mat, and I'm going to extend my left leg, shooting energy out of it, keeping it at hip height, so it's as if I'm standing, and pull it back in. I shouldn't feel any rocking in my body when I do this, even with the load of the ankle weight. So that's really, so if you feel any shifting in your rib, really pull it down as you extend your leg and really try to control that. Good. Here's 6. And 7. 8. 9. And 10. Leave it out there. Now squeeze your inner thigh to tap your foot and bring it back up to hip height for 10. 9. 8. Draw your ribs together, draw your belly button up and in.
Keep breathing. This isn't even the bad part yet, right? It's turned out. Now leave it at hip height, 10 small circles in each direction, coming from the glutes, where the thigh and the glute meet is where this move should be coming from. And now reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Draw the leg into tabletop. Turn it out. Go ahead and point the foot and extend and pull it back in to a turned out tabletop position. And pull. And really press it out, shooting the energy out of your toes. 3. Here's 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. Don't drop it down below hip height. And 10. Leave it there. Now lower and lift for 10. Don't sink in the side closest to the mat. Keep the foot slightly in front of you so that you're not swinging into that low back and hurting your sacrum area. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the leg at hip height, 10 small circles in each direction. 2, 3, turn it out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release at top shoulder for 10, 9, turn it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg into tabletop, stack both legs. Make sure that you're lifting up out of the side closest to the mat and clam for open and close. Don't lift the ankles. 2, really squeeze the inner thigh. Use the glutes to open, squeeze the inner thigh to close. Keep breathing. 6, 7, 8. Only one more exercise after this, guys, just 10. Now we're gonna open the leg like a dog peeing and squeeze it close. So another outer glute, inner thigh exercise, just a little heavier with the addition of the ankle weight. Here's 5, 6, untuck the tail if you've done that. 7, draw the ribs together, lift up out of your side closest to the mat. 1 more, and pound it out. Extend your legs long, roll onto your back. This next exercise is a really nice one. It's kind of a gimme with the ankle weights on. We're gonna squeeze our legs together. We're gonna do 8 roll-ups. We're gonna raise our fingertips up out of our sternum towards the ceiling, platform our shoulder blades down our back. We're used to that now after the foam roller exercises from the beginning of the class. Let's not forget those, guys, okay? For example, flip your palms up to the ceiling, pull the shoulder blades down, imagine you're in a plank. Now, prepare yourself for roll. Inhale, begin to peel your head, neck, and spine, articulating off, rounding over that ball, just like we did for spine stretch and saw, and then pull back. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. After this next one, we can add on if we so choose to. We're just gonna make the load of our body heavier and more challenging by raising our hands back. So bring your hands back an inch or 2. Leave them there as you roll up. And then reach over your legs, rounding over them. Inhale back. Exhale when after your sacrum hits. Your hands are back a little further still, right? You have to keep your hands lifted a little bit to increase the load of your arms on your body for a challenge. Now, bring your arms back a little bit further. At any point, if you feel like this is no longer a good exercise for your body, please feel free. I'm getting really close to the end on the scooch. Please feel free to lower your arms back down to the position that you feel is best for your body today. Now, full challenge. Float the fingertips up above your nose. Leave them up, 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 up. Draw that belly to the spine, draw the ribs to the hips, and fold over. Now leave them up as you roll back. All right, and with my biceps above my nose, shoulder blades long down the mat. 1 more. Good job, guys. Roll to your side.
Come up onto your knees for kneeling, side kneeling kicks. If you need support for underneath your knees, please find it a rolled up towel, a pad, a rolled up mat, yoga mat for under your knees. Otherwise, we're going to begin with our knees and our hips, our arms at a T. We started with the right leg today, so we'll start with the right leg again. So begin to airplane, making my right knee light. Woo, keep it in tabletop, try to control that descent. Leave your arm in a T. Now extend your leg halfway in a hook. Now, guys, we're gonna keep that lift out at the side closest to the mat, draw our belly buttons up and in, and tap our foot and lift a hip height. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze the standing leg glute. That's really what we're focusing on working here since our leg is in a hook position because of the extra weight. Don't allow your body to shift. Now keep your leg up. Now bring the entire leg forward and then pull it back, just an inch, and pull it back and forward and back. I'm not losing the hook in my leg. I'm squeezing under my arm. I'm really reaching up tall. I'm not allowing my body to sink. Now, begin to float your leg down as you make your left hand light, 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 and pull it back up to the original position. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, biceps by your ears, and side bend, reaching for the wall in the ceiling meet on the right side, and lift. Now to the left side. Guys, while we're doing this, imagine that imaginary ball is under your side now, and you're reaching up and over. Do not let the weight shift from knee to knee as you side bend. It should remain constant. Squeeze your glutes strongly to press your hips forward and stack your shoulders over your hips and your hips over your knees. Back up, arms to a T. Ooh. Begin to bend towards that right side, making that left knee light. Arm to the T, hook your leg, and now lower and lift that leg for 10. 9, really squeeze the glutes on the right side. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring the whole leg forward an inch. Oh my gosh, my shin became light on my right side. That's an indicator that I brought my leg too far forward. Here's 4. So I'm gonna pull it back in a little bit and really try to keep that squeeze. Here's 8, 9, and here is 10. Guys, good job. Float it back up. Oh my gosh, that leg really wanted to flop, didn't it? Sit back on your heels if you're able to. From here, we're gonna be doing a plank series. You can do it on your forearm. It will be a lot heavier on your shoulder if you do that. When we're in our hands, try to put more weight in the pads of your fingers so that you're not breaking in your wrist so much. So, I'm going to come down into a child's pose. Pilates plank is in a Pilates V position, toes apart, heels together. Those are the planks I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to reach my hands forward. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to take one more inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to press out, bringing my shoulders over my wrists. I'm tucking my tail slightly so I'm not swaying out my low back. If you feel it in your low back, it's because you're swaying out in your belly. Now pull the mat apart with your hands and arms to flatten and widen your shoulder blades. And now press it back to a plank again. But let's go ahead and leave our toes tucked so that we can press back out to plank again. From here, guys, we're going to be doing a leg marching, but with a straight leg. So inhale, exhale to press it out. Now, I'm going to float my left leg up and lower, all in parallel. Right leg up and lower. Left leg and lower. Right leg and lower. Guys, again, I can be doing this on my forearm, or I can be using weights to hold on for my wrists so that they don't break. Adding on, we're going to be doing some side plank work for the next 2 exercises per side. Inhale, exhale, press out. I'm going to walk my right hand in, and I'm going to rotate to the
for child's pose.
We have one more. We're going to be doing twist. It's snake on the mat. If you're uncomfortable doing this, please feel free not to. So tuck your toes. You can stay in child's pose and just do a twisty child's pose if you'd like. Reaching your hand underneath, threading the needle. Inhale, exhale to press out. Walk your right hand to the center. Reach your left hand to a T. Stay on the balls of your feet if you're able to, with your feet tandem. Now begin to thread the needle underneath your body as you tuck your tail into a round back and reach your left hand to your right side and your hips will square off to parallel. Now come back to center, squeeze your glutes and inner thighs to bring your hands to a T. You can stay flat on the sides of your feet if you would like, just like we did for star for stability. Back out. It just makes rotation a little easier on the balls of your feet for myself personally. One more. Belly up, 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 and in. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. Bring the left hand down, the right hand out. Pilates V plank, and press it back. We have that same series to the other side, so tuck your toes. Exhale to press it out. Walk your left hand in, rotate to the right side, bringing your feet in tandem, standing on the sides of your feet. Now, you can hold it here, or you can bring your right foot on top of your left foot. You can hold it here, or you can add on by lowering and lifting the right leg for 3. And 2, woo! And 1. Now, bring your feet back to tandem, bring the right hand down, while the left hand back out to the original position, find the Pilates V plank, and press back to child's pose. One more exercise in twist. Again, you can stay here and do the twisty thread the needle child's pose if you'd like. Otherwise, tuck your toes and exhale to press it out. Left hand to center, rotate to the right side. I like to stay on the balls of my feet. From there, I'm going to inhale, tuck my tail, round up, bring my right hand to my left side. I'm going to squeeze my glutes and inner thighs to press back out to a side plank. And inhale to lift. And exhale, back to the right side. And one more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to the right side. Now I'm going to bring my right hand down, walk the left hand back out to the side, Pilates V plank, and press back to a child's pose. From there, I'm going to articulate up to sitting up tall. I'm going to take off my ankle weights. We're going to be doing a rolling exercise, and I don't feel like that's the safest thing to do. Let's do seal. So again, we're going to be doing those diamond-shaped heel beats without changing the bend behind our knee, just like we did for the final exercise in teaser. So I'm going to keep my feet in a diamond. I'm going to thread my hands underneath my calves and hold out to the outside of my ankles. I'm going to draw my feet in, tuck my tail, roll back, and bring my legs up in a frog position. Now I'm going to beat my heels 1 and a 2 and a 3 with my inner thighs. Roll back to the tips of my shoulder blades, feet 1, 2, 3 again. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it up. 1, 2, 3. Woo, and 1, 2, 3. We have 7 more. Inhale back in 1 and a 2 and a 3. Exhale, 1 and a 2 and a 3. And back, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's 5. And 4. Think of tweezing your seat to beat your heels. Don't rock onto your cervical spine. And try not to swing your legs over your head. This is the final one for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, locate your foam roller. Roll down to the mat. Bridge your hips slightly. And bring the foam roller under your hips. It'll come under your sacrum, somewhere between the tailbone and your back hip bones. You don't want to tuck it like this, right? And you don't want it to rock out arching your back. You want a nice flat sacrum. Your shoulder blades will be on, and most of your ribs will most likely be on, depending on your height. You're going to squeeze into the end of the foam roller and reach your legs straight up.
Don't pull your legs in here because it will most likely cause a tail tuck. You want to keep your sacrum nice and flat on the foam roller. Let's bicycle our legs. Reach that right foot away. As that right foot bends, you're going to reach the left foot away. One leg will always be bent and straight at the same time. See if you can reach the mat with your feet. Now stop and reverse. The left leg will reach away, bend the right leg in and reach it. See if you can tap that mat with your toe, right? Here's 3. And here's 4. Now, both legs straight up to the ceiling. Without tucking your tail, let's scissor for 1, 2. Try not to swing too much and cause a lot of rocking. Really control this. We're gonna do helicopter. Yay! 2 helicopters, 1 class. All right, here we go. And now we're going to switch, switch, helicopter. Switch, switch, helicopter. It should feel a little nicer at this point if you're really controlling it. We have 1 more set on each side. Ooh, just nice movement in the hips, right? Now both legs straight up to the ceiling like a post. We're gonna do 4 leg circles in each direction. So open and squeeze them down. Don't arch in the back. Don't let your back lift off the mat. Straight up to the ceiling, open. So the trick here is not to allow your back to arch over the foam roller. Keep it down, 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 down. Keep your shoulder blades nice and flat and wide. And now reverse. I really love laying on a ball or a foam roller and doing leg work. I think it feels just really amazing for some reason. And here's 3. I hope you like it too. That was a hard class. And here's 4. Now, knees to your chest. Now leave your right knee hugged in strongly. Really hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Now extend your left leg all the way out over the foam roller. The straighter it is, the more of a hip stretch you'll get. So shoot a lot of energy out of that toe. Okay, now go ahead and pull it in. And now go ahead and switch. Really shoot energy out of those toes on the left leg. We'll take just another second here. Now, hands on top of the foam roller. Tuck your tail here, draw your knees to your nose. Now, as slow as you can, control that foam roller and just release it from your back. And so vertebra by vertebra, one at a time, are going to sink down to the mat. So real slow. Until your tailbone finally hits. Okay guys, onto your side. Come up to sitting. Let's take a nice deep breath and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me for my Strong Girl Part 2 my Strong Girl Summer Part 2 mat class. If you have any questions or need any modifications, please feel free to reach out, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.